What have England done with Steve Borthwick? Where is he? What's going on? Really bold, unexpected selections, lots of rotation in key positions, and a team announcement on a Tuesday. Steve Borthwick might be the new Rassi Erasmus. Lots to talk about with this England team. Please let me know what you think. There were some rumours circling yesterday, but I did not expect all of those selections. I cannot believe you did. Please let me know what you're thinking. I don't know where to start with the headlines. Leave your thoughts in the chat down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. I mean, the headlines, when you look at them, I mean, on the face of it, the talking point ahead of the team being announced was who was going to be the fly half. And George Ford has got that spot. You'd think that would be the big talking point. But actually, it's the presence of Tommy Freeman in England's midfield, which is one thing. And that's been a move that's been looking like it was going to happen sooner or later. But he's not alongside Ollie Lawrence. Ollie Lawrence not in the 23. Fraser Dingwall gets the nod at 12. Guy Pepper starting in the back row. Did not see that happening. And we've got a first choice front row on the bench. And I don't know, would that class as a bomb squad? I don't know what are England going to call their bomb squad. Get a suggestion. England, now with Tom Curry, Henry Pollock, Alex Coles, Will Stewart, Ellis Genge, Luke Cowan-Dickey, England, we need a name for our bomb squad that isn't bomb squad. What would it be? No, the Aussies would call it the Pom squad, but I don't know what. I can't think of anything. You'll let me know, please, in the chat down below. But there we go. Lots to talk about. Oh, yeah. And the big concern for me when I look at this England team is there are only 3 vice-captains. Only 2 vice-captains on the field in the starting 15, and there's only 1 vice-captain on the bench. 3 vice-captains, selections I didn't imagine. We are so back. International rugby has returned. It's a rapid team, isn't it? Rapid and big, but big in the areas that I wasn't expecting it. Speaking of which, this video is brought to you by the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped, because the rugby this November is not the only battle being had with challengers from down under. And are you taking care of business in the Southern Hemisphere? Well, this is the Lawnmower 5.0 from Manscaped, built to handle your most sensitive areas with care, helping to reduce nicks, cuts, and irritation where it matters most. It's a white-hot trimmer that makes below-the-waist grooming a whole lot smoother. And the white and gold, it looks as good as it shaves as well. So join 12 million men who trust Manscaped and get 15% off your order, your entire order, by using code EGG at manscaped.com. You know, I used to think shaving was just shaving, mate. Not anymore, mate, no. If you don't think you need this thing, you should give yourself an uppercut, mate. Because this uses Manscaped's skin-safe technology. You've heard me talk about test match animals. This is a less rash animal. You can use it in the shower or on the go, or even just stood over the sink just before you go out on a night. Guilty. The White Hot 5.0 Ultra fits into your day without getting in the way. I remember once when I was coaching England, mate. I saw Joe Marler in the changing rooms. I said, Joe, mate, tidy yourself up, mate. I handed him this and I said, Joe, shave your sausage. Don't think he quite understood me, though. White hot looks, smooth results. The White Hot 5.0 Ultra brings the heat without cooking your skin. It's sleek, easy to use, and it is way less terrifying than whatever you were using before. Use code EGG. That's EGG, mate, for 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com. That's code EGG at manscaped.com. Stay cool, stay smooth, and leave the burns to the sun. Right, I've been staring at this team for a little while, trying to make sense of it. What is Steve Borthwick thinking, and how are England going to play? And I guess, how are England with Lee Blackett as the attack coach going to play? That might be part of it. Looks to me like that is an incredibly mobile back row, particularly when you look to the bench. Alex Coles, he's there as a backup, as a second row, can slot in the back row and is a really mobile unit. But Tom Curry and Henry Pollock backing up Guy Pepper, Sam Underhill, Ben Earl. That is back row stocks that are really good rugby players, but they're going to play fast. And then that is backed up by Tommy Freeman at 13. When you go 11, 13, 14, rapid. And Freddie Stewart kind of had to play fullback. Elliot Daly's been out and is only just coming back. George Furbank is out injured. So it was always going to probably be Freddie Stewart. I suppose he could have played Marcus Smith there, could have played even Tommy Freeman there. He's played at fullback. But it was pretty much going to be Freddie Stewart, who has been playing really well for Leicester, and he looks to have really developed his attacking game. But how much of this is, do you think, because I've got two thoughts here, the Tommy Freeman selection at 13 is, on the one hand, it's a positive selection for England, as in they're trying to evolve the way they play in an attacking sense. And the other part of me thinks it is a tactical selection to try and manage Joseph Suaalii, who ripped England to pieces at Twickenham last year and just managed to get on the outside of England and someone a little bit quicker. Ollie Lawrence isn't slow. I did think Ollie Lawrence at 12, Tommy Freeman at 13. When we heard the rumours of Tommy Freeman at 13, I did think Lawrence Freeman. That is a pair that are massive and really quick. But Fraser Dingwall's just that glue man, isn't he? He's the link man, and his distribution skills are probably a little bit better than Ollie Lawrence's. And without, again, another reason, I do think when you look at international teams, two playmakers have to be in the backfield somewhere. And quite often that is 10 and 15. Sometimes that is 10 and 12. It can even be 10 and 13. It can even be 9 and 10. And you see that with France quite a lot. With England, I think it's 10-12 here because Freddie Stewart is not that guy. But Elliot Daly would be if he were available, and so would George Furbank be. So I think it might just be about balance in the back line. I'm excited to see it go. England have got danger runners. Tom Roebuck, I tell you what he is amazing at, and when you put that together with, oh my word, how did I not even think this first? Tommy Freeman, 6'4". Tom Roebuck, 6'4". Freddie Stewart, 6'5" or 6'6". All three of them brilliant in the air. And George Ford, and let's come to the 10 position, George Ford, the best player in the England squad, one of the best in the world at chucking up the spiral bomb. We are going to see an aerial assault on Australia. I'm convinced about that from this selection now. As for George Ford, in the preview video I did, which I put out yesterday, I had George Ford in my team. I would have picked him. I mean, here's the thing, right? So in England, we tend to do this. One player starts, someone else is on the bench, someone's not in the matchday squad, and we start going, well, I think they should be playing. Why aren't they playing? That's wrong. They should be in the team. We need to take a leaf out of the World Champions book, and I think that might be what Steve Borthwick is doing here. And South Africa do enough rotations so that by the time they get to a Rugby World Cup, all the different combinations have been tried, tested, got minutes together, and problems can be worked out on the field. And Steve Borthwick, up till now, has been a guy who has just kept very, very consistent selection right the way through. And I think possibly with these selections, it is an indication that maybe there is going to be a little bit of chopping and changing, a little bit of a few players in and out in key positions. Not to say George Ford is ahead of Finn Smith, but to say I want them both to get rugby because they're both really important. And come a World Cup, we're going to need both characters as well. I'm excited. Front row, that's an interesting one as well. So Finn Baxter, Jamie George, Joe Hayes are the backup front row. And you have got the first choice front row, Luke Cowan-Dickie, who's getting his 50th cap at the weekend, Ellis Genge and Will Stewart on the bench. I wonder if that is, again, just trying something different. One thing Australia have done is finish very strongly. Angus Bell comes off the bench and has actually he's been fantastic. And Australia quite often, and they're going to be without Ikitau, they're going to be without James O'Connor, they're going to be without Tom Hooper and Will Skelton as well. But nevertheless, they've got a good enough squad that they have really good players coming off the bench. And what they will have, Australia, that England haven't had, is a lot of time together in camp. England have had a matter of days, and Australia have had, well, since July and through August and September, lots of time together. So they could catch England cold. That might have been a reason why they will start as strong as you can. But equally, it might be a reason why you go, do you know what? Let's make sure second half of a game, I reckon we can be in the game, and then let's bring some absolute firepower off it. Ellis Genge, Tom Curry, Luke Cowan-Dickie, those are three amazing ball carriers coming off the bench. And then Will Stewart's no slouch, and Henry Pollock just does something a little bit different. And then you got quite a controlling half-back pair in Spencer and Smith. I'm fascinated. And do you know what? What I'm quite enjoying is that this feels a little bit un-Steve Borthwick. Now, I've actually been one of Steve Borthwick's biggest defenders when a lot of other England fans have been knocking him. So I'm, again, glass half full, really excited to see what these guys do. I don't think this is the end of Henry Slade and Ollie Lawrence or Marcus Smith. You need 33 players to go to a Rugby World Cup, and usually there are injuries, so you're going to need 40 really, really good players come World Cup time, and England are tracking nicely. That is a young team, a very talented team, and I think it's going to be good enough to beat Australia, although they are dangerous. Bring it on. Right, thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next one.